Can you confirm with News Nation that you're running for president?
Boy, that would be a nice confirmation. There'd be a lot of people that would be very upset about that. But I think you're going to be very happy. I think people are going to be very happy at what I do. I was going to do something last night, actually, that would have made the place really happy. And so we're doing it a few days later. And I think people are going to be very happy, very impressed.
To your predecessor, who is about to launch another campaign. So how do you reassure them if that is the reason for their questioning, that the former president will not return, or that his political movement, which is still very strong, will not once again take power in the United States?
Well, we just have to demonstrate that he will not take power.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
There's breaking news out of Palm Beach, Florida. Former President Trump says his Mar-a-Lago home there is being raided by the FBI.
For the first time ever, a former president of the United States has been indicted.
Former President Donald Trump indicted for a second time.
A federal grand jury indicted former President Donald Trump. It marks the third time the former president has been indicted.
Breaking news on former President Trump. He's been indicted for the fourth time in 5 months.
Breaking news, this is an image that will be in the history books. This is the mugshot of the 45th President of the United States.
The optics of this is working to his advantage. Look.
Breaking news from Colorado, where the state Supreme Court has just disqualified former President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 felony counts.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Take a look at what happened.
The next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
I proudly accept your nomination for president of the United States.
Let Trumpomania run wild, brother!
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
Investigation underway after the second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump.
As I was saying,
as you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Get in there.
Let's go! I want to be a whale psychiatrist.
I'm going for a job right now at McDonald's. I really wanted to do this all my life.
I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
Here are our first projections. There, NBC News projects that Donald Trump has won the presidential election in Kentucky, Indiana. In West Virginia, Donald Trump is the winner. Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, Alabama, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota. NBC News also projects a winner in the Wyoming presidential race, Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, Kansas, Utah, Montana, Iowa, the state of Nebraska in the presidential contest, Idaho. The first swing state is North Carolina, going to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has prevailed in the presidential race in Georgia. Pennsylvania. NBC now projects he is the winner of Michigan and its 15 electoral votes.
Donald Trump is the winner in Alaska, picking up 3 more electoral votes.
Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin. He is the winner of this race and will return to the White House as this country's 47th president.
Hey, look what happened. Is this crazy?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Monday. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, what day is it? Because I've streamed literally every day for like the past week and a half, it feels like. I don't know. I think I might have missed one day in there. But all these days are just running together. But we are from the Christmas cabin here in Florida. where it snows year round here in Florida. So we're here from the Christmas cabin. But we have a lot to talk about. Good to see all of you. Already a boomer. Already? What did I do? What did I do? I haven't done anything wrong yet. I've done absolutely nothing wrong. You're not allowed to criticize me yet. You've got to give it a little bit of time. Okay. We haven't even gotten any super chats rolling in yet. Well, we got a few, but just saying, you got to give me a little time. We are also live on Kick. Hail to the Kick chat. See all of you over there as well. Hail to the YouTube chat. Log Cabin Jeremy. That's right. So no, you're good. Okay. Well, I'm happy that we're good now. So I'm okay with that. The snow is cocaine. I'm sure there's a joke that can be made about that, but I'll just stay away from that one. But anyway, Jared the American says, prayers for my sister. What's going on? She has a hapsis. Well, prayers up for your sister. Sorry to hear that, Jared the American. Prayers up. Jimmy Ray says, what's up, my nuclears? Had to say that one very slowly. You never know. Insomniac says, horrible intro. Don't show it again. Eric John Pizza Artist says, how about those Dolphins big time? Yeah, I mean, they are very, they are very hit or miss right now. The fact that they destroyed the Bills is crazy. So, yeah, they're terrible. They are terrible. Sec199 says, it's good to be the king. Oh, we're going to talk about that in particular for sure. Godzilla's Greaser says, I'd super chat, but I'm tapped for the day. It's all good, man. You guys know I'm just messing with you about that. So, but thank you, brother. And Jeanette says, I was never a big Donald supporter, but after seeing his response after being shot, I was sold. There you go. And that was for a lot of people. A lot of people found that moment to be, I mean, it's one of the most iconic moments of our lifetime. I mean, it's just absolutely, and the fact that the media underplayed it so much, it was such an amazing moment. Like, it's a historical moment that will be discussed well after all of us are gone. That's how iconic that moment is. It truly is something else. Toddy says that the libs are still crying BTFO. I mean, do they ever stop? They don't even, they never stop, to be fair. Shorty Short says, super chat defaults is $20. Hashtag grifter BS. Hi, Jer. Hello, Shorty Short. How you doing? You've been following me and, you know, like Gary and everybody for, you've been there since like the early days of Geeks and Gamers, from what I remember. I don't remember exactly when, but I remember you were there in the early days, like the Last Jedi days. You've been here forever and a day. So I greatly appreciate that. The fact that you're still watching me after all this time is absolutely incredible. So I appreciate that. So thank you so much. The UK is finished. No saving it. Well, I think that's where we're going to start today. Is there's like this BBC story is not going away. So talked about this yesterday. We had the BBC was busted for deceptive editing on President Trump's January 6th speech. I showed the clip. It's truly an unbelievable clip, how bad of a job they did. I want to find the actual clip that I showed last night because it's so telling. And that story is getting a ton of traction right now. And I want to focus in on that after we get started here. But yeah, this story's not going away. Trump apparently is going to, he's hitting them with a $1 billion lawsuit from what I understand, which, I mean, they deserve it. Absolutely, they deserve it. It's an unbelievable story. Trying to find it because I had the clip of it. There was many clips of it, but there was one in particular that showed how bad the editing was. That's not it. I played it on last night's CobraCast. And then there's another clip of Elon Musk going viral from when he destroyed that BBC reporter. We'll find it here in just a second. Let's see. Isaac says almost at 400 subs and I'm ready to upgrade it to a better webcam for streams. Any recommendations, Jeremy? I mean, I have a really expensive camera that I never use. Some of my older streams you probably saw where I used it, and it does make everything look better, except for me. There's not much hope there. But I'm a big advocate of unless you have the money to spend, don't put a lot of money into a camera. Put money into a microphone, not so much a camera. I mean, I'm currently streaming on a $200 webcam right now. And I would not go any higher than that if I'm recommending cameras. It's just not worth it. This is a Logitech Brio, I think is what it's called, and it's a good camera. It's a solid camera. But I would recommend putting the money into a microphone, an XLR microphone like this versus a camera. Because ultimately audio is far, far more important to people than a camera, because more people are listening to you anyway. A lot of people, when they're walking or when they're running or doing something or they'll have the audio on in their car. Like the audio is far more important than video. So that would be my recommendation right there. Just get the Logitech Brio is a damn good camera. And you're only going to spend a couple $100 on it, but microphone is what I would recommend more than anything. And I don't know what type of microphone you have. You may already have a good microphone. But that would be my recommendation. Liz Beck says Jeremy needs a low taper fade. My hair? You guys got all these ideas for it, unless you have a nice rack. Well, I mean, at that case, like if you're a chick and you have like a nice rack, let's be real, like you don't have to buy anything. People will buy it for you at that point. So there you have it. Noble says, hello, Jeremy. You may not know, but today is Marine's birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Harley Dave let me know. So Harley Dave absolutely let me know. I don't know if he's here in the chat, but yeah, Harley was very adamant to letting me know about that. Shorty Short says, back when you jumped in your pool, the Jer Army accounts. Holy crap. That is so long ago. That is crazy. Wow. Vault 95 says, have a super chat goal yet? Set it to 1 billion. I don't have a super chat goal right now. I don't know if we'll do that. Isaac says, I have a $50 USB mic. It actually works quite well. It does, but I'm just telling you, an XLR mic is going to sound significantly better, which is what I have right here. They are expensive though. I mean, there's probably some tech people in the chat that can point you to a better direction. I mean, I have a Rodecaster, and then the Shure mic. I mean, you're probably going to be well over $1,000 if you buy what I have. But it's worth it. There's probably other ways you can hook up an XLR mic that I'm not smart enough to know, but it will be a good investment for sure. It absolutely will. Audio is, I'm just telling you, audio is 10 times more important than video. It really is. Video is important. It definitely is. So I'm not dismissing the importance of video, but let's just call a spade a spade. If you're a guy, video is just not that important. Nobody gives a damn what we look like. We're all ugly as shit anyway. You know what I mean? So who cares what we look like? If you're a chick, yeah, get the best camera you can, and that will maximize your views and your income. But for us dudes, we're all ugly as shit anyway. So who cares, right? But yeah, man, hopefully you'll get it worked out. Good luck on everything, man. Mod Eric says, speaking for chat and mods, Jeremy, can you go to 640 by 480 pixels camera? We do not need to see you clearly. Zioni says, remember the Epstein victim Massey and is that MTG say they will reveal Epstein associates? What the F happened to that? I guess it's all political theater. It is with Massey, that's for sure. Absolutely. Chaz Dragoon says, can confirm, used to work in radio. XLRs are standard in radio, high quality. Yes, it makes the difference. It really makes a huge difference. Let's see here. Alex Aerocave says, I use my phone audio when I used to make videos. Honestly, before going back to the Geeks and Gamers main channel, I think I was at like I think I was at like 70,000 subscribers before I actually started recording off anything other than my phone. I recorded all of my videos from a Google Pixel phone, and I edited everything from there. So all of my video and audio was from a Google Pixel. I think I did have a blue snowball that I put in the camera, but like it wasn't connected. It was just there for looks. So yeah, it was it worked very good too. The Google Pixel was a very good phone. So, all right, let's get to this story right here with the real. I was going to say the real BBC. Hail to Gary and Az, the real BBC. But this story with the BBC and everything going on with them, Trump is letting them have it right here. So U.S. President Donald Trump sent a letter to the BBC threatening legal action, according to BBC News. It comes after the BBC chair apologized for an error of judgment over the editing of a Trump speech. That is BS. It's not an error in judgment. That is a lie. That is a blatant lie. That is not what it is at all. And I've already showed everybody last night, and I was trying to find the clip again. It's not an error in judgment. This is the definition of true manipulation. So here's what the actual clip is right here.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
Now, when he said we're going to fight, apparently that was like 50-something minutes apart that they deceptively edited that in. It's next level stuff, man. I mean, it really is unbelievable. And so now he is threatening to sue them for $1 billion, and they ain't happy about it. All right. They ain't happy at all. And right here, Donald Trump has threatened to sue the BBC for over $1 billion over an editing error in a speech. That's not an editing error, by the way, Sky News. It's not an editing error. So I don't know what their coverage is going to be like, but let's check this out.
It wasn't entirely clear to us the extent to which the president was across this story. Certainly last week. Remember, last week was when the Telegraph in the UK published the leaked memo in which, the so-called Prescott memo, in which it was revealed that the Panorama documentary of last year, broadcast just before the election last year, had spliced together two clips from a Trump speech from January 2021 in a very misleading way. That broke midweek last week, and there was no comment for a couple of days from the White House. But on Friday, the Telegraph did manage to get an interview with Caroline Leavitt, who is the press secretary to Donald Trump, where she was...
I found the clip to put it in full perspective for all of you. This is the clip that puts it into full perspective. This is next level shit what they pulled. This is unbelievable.
The BBC claims to be the pinnacle of impartial reporting. But what if there was an internal dossier that revealed that wasn't the case? The Telegraph has seen a letter that reveals one of the BBC's own independent advisors repeatedly warned that the broadcaster had serious and systemic problems. A week before the US election, BBC Panorama released a documentary called Trump: A Second Chance, and in it, they played the following clip.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell.
But Trump didn't, in fact, say this at all. The BBC spliced together two clips that took place 54 minutes apart. So let's go through it again.
54 minutes apart. An error in editing. An error. That's not an error in editing. That's not an error at all. That is straight up manipulation. This is criminal behavior, in my opinion.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you.
Now, see there, between Capitol and that's a cut. Here's what Trump actually said.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
It's different. It wasn't until nearly an hour later that he then said the second part of the BBC's version.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol and we fight. We fight like hell.
Now, it's true that a lot of people will still feel Trump's claims that in 2021 the election was stolen were entirely inappropriate and unbecoming of a figure in politics. But irrespective of your personal views on Trump, the question remains, how is a national broadcaster funded by taxpayers on the premise that it will provide impartial reporting allowed to splice together content in a way that one of its own advisors said materially misled viewers? But if members of its own editorial standards committee have no faith in the broadcaster, you have to ask, should we?
This is crazy, dude. So now you've got the BBC that's playing the victim, and now you've got people calling on Keir Starmer to defend the BBC from Trump. This is hilarious.
The BBC managers and governments decide that. I've said the BBC isn't perfect, and we've had our criticisms, but it is the one institution that's protecting British values from a full Trump takeover.
Like, what is Keir Starmer gonna do? What is Keir Starmer gonna do? We already saw what happens with Keir Starmer and Trump. Okay, like, ooh, Keir Starmer, you got to stop Donald Trump.
And as that very precious institution, Liberal Democrats will defend it.
Okay. Do you believe that the chairman should also resign, considering that he failed to act on the warnings in the Prescott dossier? Should he also go?
I think the board of the BBC certainly have questions to answer about how they have handled this. But I think the key issue for politicians today is, are they going to defend the institution of the BBC? It's a world-leading institution, the most trusted media institution in the world, and we should protect it. That's why I have written to the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, Kemi Badenoch, and Nigel Farage to see if they'll join me in criticising Donald Trump, who is undermining the BBC with his comments, attacking the leadership, calling BBC journalists corrupt, and with his press secretary suggesting that people should watch GB News. That's a level of interference in our media which is unprecedented.
Let me remind you that this is what Trump did to Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer thought he was going to get to speak, and Trump just completely cucks him right here. It's so funny.
United Kingdom. Where's United Kingdom? Where's my friend? Where? Come here. Is everything going good? Very good. It's very nice that you're here. These people all came in like 20-minute notice. And I think it's fantastic. And we have so many others, and just so many others. And it's such a compliment to what we're doing, because what we've done is something very unique and very special. So it's perhaps...
He thought he was going to get to speak. He was so excited. Look at him.
Is everything going good? Very good. It's very nice that you're here. These people all came in like 20.
Trump just bodied him out of the way.
And I think it's fantastic. And we have so many others, and just so many others.
Yeah, so this guy's calling on Keir Starmer to denounce Donald Trump. Okay.
I hope other political leaders will join the Liberal Democrats in calling President Trump out.
So you criticise Trump for what you believe is foreign interference, but do you have any sympathy for his viewpoint in terms of the way that Panorama piece was edited and the fact that he feels he was misrepresented?
Look, the BBC needs to deal with the criticisms. I've had criticisms the way the BBC has given far too much coverage.
Notice how he doesn't say anything. They need to deal with the criticisms.
For Nigel Farage and reform. So we can have criticism of the BBC, but within that, we need to recognise how valuable an institution it is. It's world leading in its trust in it on media, And that's so precious to our country. And that's one of the reasons why people like President Trump and others like him, Nigel Farage, want to undermine the BBC. Well, the Liberal Democrats, I think, are speaking for the vast majority of British people. We value the BBC, and we don't want Trump's America to become Farage's Britain, with a BBC that's been hit in the way that Donald Trump is hitting the free press in America.
So what are you alluding to here? Do you think there's an agenda? Do you think there's an end game here from Trump, from Farage? What are you trying to say? What do you think they are trying to achieve?
There are people on the right wing of British politics, and indeed in the White House, who've been attacking the BBC for a long time. And it's part and parcel of the whole Trump-Farage approach. Have divisive politics, undermine free press, undermine freedom of speech. We can't allow Trump's America to become Farage's Britain. And that's why the Liberal Democrats will be firmly behind the BBC, despite our own criticisms.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Do you think that there's been any undue pressure on the BBC that has then resulted in these resignations?
I don't know whether that's the case. I am very worried about the board of the BBC and what.
Oh, you're just a freaking clown, dude. Right here, he wields power over the media in a way that no president has in the past. Talking about Donald Trump.
Zinger would be the word. Yeah, it hardly gets more serious for the BBC in terms of the finances, the legal action, and the BBC's credibility. Frankly, we've spoken to a legal source close to Donald Trump's team. They're telling us the BBC defamed President Trump by intentionally and deceitfully editing its documentary in order to...
Literally, that's what happened. That's literally what happened. That's what they did. They intentionally and deceptively edited it together to make it look like he said something he did not say, so that they can build a narrative that was not true. That's what they did.
To try to interfere in the presidential election. The accusation could hardly be more serious. President Trump, this source is telling us, will continue to hold accountable those who traffic in lies, deception, and fake news. So that's what they're saying. That's what they would propose to say in court should the BBC not meet the president's demands. And as you have just articulated, we're talking about $1 billion, which has to be a concern to the BBC, a concern to the license payer as well. And it goes to the heart of Donald Trump's presidency and his authority as exercised over the media in recent months, Jane. I mean, this is an individual who has threatened legal action on a regular basis and has successfully done so against some of the big American networks. He wields power over the media in a way that no president has in the past. And this clearly is an intention to extend that to a foreign media company, the BBC, which, you know, for many people is seen as a touchstone of integrity.
What? I gotta hear that one more time. That is amazing.
A foreign media company, the BBC, which, you know, for many people is seen as a touchstone of integrity.
Who thinks that? Name one person that actually thinks that, that's not part of the media machine. Oh my goodness, dude. So again, Trump is not letting up on this, and he shouldn't. And as of right now, you know, he's threatening them with a $1 billion lawsuit. Trump puts BBC on notice. Retract, apologize for false defamatory documentary, or face $1 billion lawsuit. So he is going to crush them over this, unless he gets what he wants. And so time will tell, but they have messed with the wrong one. They messed with the wrong one. So here we are, President Trump doing what President Trump does. And the BBC is in bad shape. Joe Bits says, yo, J-Mash, share my Joe Shop site here. I mean, I don't think you can. We don't have it where you can. The only people that can drop links is the mods, because if not, the whole chat would be full of links. So even if I said you could, we couldn't. You wouldn't be able to share it in the chat. Mars Bar says, use your tariff dividends to upgrade your cams and mics. Otherwise, GME or SMR, not financial advice. Hell, I mean, yeah, maybe for other people. I'm good. I'm good with the camera I have. So, but I don't know. I mean, I have a nice camera that I just rarely use. I probably should use it more, but Mark says, my degree, TV, film, radio at UWF. I knew classmates going to the field would be slanted left. I never imagined they'd be this egregious with editing. Yeah. And unless they're held accountable, stuff like that's going to continue. Unfortunately, they have to be held accountable. They have to be. Sex said, but Jeremy, he said those words. Just kidding. Yeah, I know. That's their logic. CG says Trump should use the money from the BBC to pay for the White House ballroom. Fitting and ironic, considering the British burned the White House in 1812. Hail Unit 199. That sounds like something Trump would probably do. Ryan Miller says it's not surprising that the BBC is trying to play the victim after editing 54 minutes of the J6 speech and may walk themselves into $1 billion lawsuit. This is the media in a nutshell. 1000%. This is what they do. This is what they're, this is what they're all about. This is the media. And Trump has crushed the media more times than I can count. And it's just awesome. It's awesome that he just continues to destroy them with their lies and bullshit. What is this right here? Liberals are outraged after a woman who helps ambush and docks federal immigration agents finally got caught, spotted, literally hyperventilating and begging they let her go. What?
That Mustang's coming on you pretty fast. She just ran a red light.
We're up with you.
She's driving fast in the rain.
She's right behind you now. All right, just slow down. Let me do this.
So let me give you again. So let's get further context as we watch this. So liberals are outraged after a woman who helped ambush and docks federal immigration agents finally got caught, spotted, literally hyperventilating and begging that they let her go. She reportedly camps outside to spot on federal agents, then tells criminals. She's FAFOing, arrest anyone who impedes. So that's the backstory right here.
Come down here, fire road.
Okay. Turn on the lights, turn on the lights, turn on the lights, turn on the lights, turn on the lights. Turn on the lights, turn on the lights. Hey, wait.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Turn on the lights. You're impeding with the federal investigation. We have you on camera. We actually have news reporters with us in the vehicle. Your case will be referred over to Homeland Security investigation for prosecution. You will be arrested. This is your last and final warning. Hold on a second, guys. Give me your license, please.
She doesn't deserve a warning. She needs to be locked up right here, right now.
I will once again tell you, you have cases in danger. Put your vehicle in park and shut it off, please. I understand, but you are impeding. Look where you're at. You are almost causing an accident. You are surrounded by federal agents. Okay, I am the Deputy Field Office Director here, ma'am.
We're here at the Mustang.
Stand by. We're running the name. We're going to refer this case over for enforcement action.
I'm just a mom, please.
You got it?
Please, please, please.
I'm just a mom. Please, please, please. That's at 156. Again, let's go back. Let's go back. This is just a mom. She's just a mom, everybody.
That Mustang's coming on you pretty fast.
She's just a mom.
Kylie?
Yeah, I'm just a mom, please.
You got it?
Please, please, please. I'm just a mom, please. I'm just
Kylie?
a mom. Yes, please. I'm just
You
a
are
mom.
just, you turn around and get out of here.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out
There
of
you
here.
go.
I'm getting out
Slow
of here.
down.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey,
I'm getting out.
guys, I got it. I got it. I got it. Got it. Everybody break away.
She should absolutely not be let go.
Break away. Everybody break away.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
Kylie, look at me. Look at me. Quiet. Look at me. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Okay? I need you right now. Take a deep breath. I want you to pull over right here and go home. Okay? Take a deep breath.
Can I just, I'm shaking.
You may leave. Please turn around. I'm going to stop traffic for you. Go.
She's shaking.
Okay?
New York's moving.
You okay, Kylie? Everybody break away. I got this. Everybody go. It's not going to come down.
Yeah, she's a complete lunatic, and this represents the left right here. Talk all that shit until you actually are held accountable. Let me see if there's any update here. So the details here are Portland woman from Portland. Of course, she's from Portland. Starts panicking, hyperventilating, and begging for mercy after getting pulled over by ICE operations. I'm just a mom, blah, blah, blah. The woman was captured on camera. She was running a red light. According to the Post Millennial, the woman is a spotter who is stationed in the neighborhood to alert illegal immigrants about ICE operations. But she's just a mom. Like, if that's the case, they should never have let her go. They should have never let her go. And I agree, an electric Mustang is sacrilegious. I agree. The woman's information was reportedly handed over to HSI and the U.S. Attorney's Office. So there you have it right there. They talk all that shit until they have to be held accountable. He has no problem flipping people off. Yep, throwing that bird up. Portland woman, that's all you need to know. Portland woman. Toddy says, I watched him tweeting live and he said peacefully and perma banned him 5 minutes after, and Twitter went down for an hour right then too. Yep, I remember when they perma banned Trump after he called for peace on January 6th. I remember that. Alex Aerocave says, I've had Google Pixel 3, 6, and 9. I liked the Pixel, but it wasn't my main phone. I've always had a Note. So it's been a long year, says extradite the offenders and arrest them for foreign election interference. Green says it's going to be below freezing next couple of days in Georgia, making a pot of chili. Are you a chili person? If so, what do you like in your chili? I like chili, but I'm pretty simple. So I don't make it super fancy or anything like that. My family does some homemade chili, but I keep it pretty simple. So occasionally I'll have beans in there, and crackers, a little bit of spice in there. Nothing fancy. I'm a very simple eater. Benjamin says 199 facts about Jeremy. Number 3, he used to work in retail. Yes, I did. Let's see. David says, hail the snake pit. Jeremy, please don't watch Predator Badlands. It's terrible. And Sydney Sweeney movie was okay. Too bad it flopped badly. Hail Trump. I am not interested in watching Predator Badlands at all. Not even close. TVZTQ says 1 billion in BBC redemption tax. Thank you. Narco says nobody with more than 2 brain cells has trusted the BBC for over a decade. Sec199 says, where's any real proof that Russia did anything to help Trump win? Show it. They can't, and they know it. It's just a ridiculous narrative from the mainstream to continue to push that. But we do have something that happened. Donald Trump has pardoned a lot of people that were caught up in the 2020 election nonsense. Even Jeba Ellis, that was caught up in it. But so he pardoned, Rudy Giuliani, all of those names. And I'm just telling you right now, I think I know what Trump's plan is. By the way, Gary's in the chat, says watch Frankenstein. I am planning on watching Frankenstein very soon. I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I just finished. So I've been doing my watch through of Stranger Things. I got through season 4. So now I'm looking forward to Stranger Things 5. Vince Gilligan's new show is awesome. Tulsa King is awesome. Those are the things I'm focused in right now. And I've got to start Battlefield. I've got to start playing Battlefield. But I can't stop playing the new Fortnite season with The Simpsons. And I'm not even a Simpsons person. Good Lord, that new season's amazing. It's so damn good. But yeah, so right here, I'm just telling you, and maybe I'm crazy, but I think that Trump is going to use the 2020 election. They're going to build the case for everything that happened in 2020, and that's going to be Trump's angle for 2028. That will be Trump's angle in 2028. I'm just telling you, that's what I think. So, I mean, and he's talked about it a lot. I mean, he's asked about it all the time. Half the time he's trolling. I mean, like he did this interview right here with Meet the Press where they're asking him about it.
That say Trump 2028.
Yeah.
Are you seriously considering a third term, Mr. President, even though it's prohibited by the Constitution? Or is this about staying politically viable?
I will say this. So many people want me to do it.
So many people want me to do it.
I have never had requests so strong as that, but it's something that, to the best of my knowledge, you're not allowed to do. I don't know if that's constitutional that they're not allowing you to do it or anything else.
He says he doesn't know if it's constitutional. Of course he knows. He knows that. I don't know if it's constitutional.
Something that, to the best of my knowledge, you're not allowed to do. I don't know if that's constitutional that they're not allowing you to do it or anything else, but there are many people selling the 2028 hat. But this is not something I'm looking to do. I'm looking to have 4 great years and turn it over to somebody, ideally a great Republican, to carry it forward. But I think we're going to have 4 years, and I think 4 years is plenty of time to do something really spectacular.
The Constitution does prohibit it. Some of your allies are pretty serious about this, though, Mr. President. I've spoken to them. They say they are coming up with potential ways.
Well,
obviously, the biggest one would be a constitutional amendment.
That's because they like the job I'm doing, and it's a compliment.
Has anyone in an official capacity presented you with, sir, here are some ideas by which you could actually get a constitutional amendment?
Well, in a capacity of being a big supporter, many people have said different things, but I'm not looking at that.
You have built a political movement that has transformed the Republican Party.
Industry.
It's transformed the country, quite frankly.
Political movement in history, MAGA. Make America great again.
When you look to the future, Mr. President, do you think the MAGA movement can survive without you as its leader?
Yes, I do.
What gives you?
I think it's so strong, and I think we have tremendous people. I think we have a tremendous group of people. We talked about a number of them. You look at Marco, you look at J.D. Vance, who's fantastic. You look at, I could name 10, 15, 20 people right now just sitting here. No, I think we have a tremendous party. And you know what I can't name? I can't name one Democrat. I mean, I look at the Democrats, they're in total disarray. They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. And they said, she's the future of the party. I said, you have to be kidding. I don't know what they're going to do. And I really believe in a two-party system. Because it's good to be challenged. It's really good to have a two-party. You know, it's good. Being challenged is okay. It keeps you sharp. I don't know what they're going to do. They have nobody. Bernie's 87 years old or something. And you know, Biden is the worst thing that ever happened to old people because he was grossly incompetent.
What does that mean? Biden is the worst thing that's ever happened to old people.
They have nobody. Bernie's 87 years old or something. And Biden is the worst thing that ever happened to old people because he was grossly incompetent. And I think maybe for artificial reasons, he had operations and things. So maybe that's an artificial. But I know people that are unbelievably sharp and they're older than 87. But I watch Bernie Sanders. He's a nut job, but he's still sharp. He's sharp as he's the same guy he was. He hasn't gone down. But Biden is he's the worst thing to happen to old people.
I know that you are only 100 days in, but as we sit here today, who do you see as your successor, Mr. President?
Well, it's far.
And of course, this was a long time ago. This Meet the Press interview.
Too early to say that, but I do have a vice president, and typically it would be, and JD's doing a fantastic job.
He would be at the top of the list.
It could very well be. I don't want to get involved in that. I think he's a fantastic, brilliant guy. Marco is great. There's a lot of them that are great. I also see tremendous unity, but certainly you would say that somebody's the VP. If that person is outstanding, I guess that person would have an advantage. But I think the other people would all stay in unbelievably high positions. But, it could be that he'd be challenged by somebody. We have a lot of good people.
So the reason I played that one first is because this has been going on. I mean, the Trump 2028 stuff is not going away, mainly because the media can't stop talking about it. And he's going to answer it in the most trollish way possible. But Steve Bannon is one person that's really elevated this discussion many times. And here's one of the more recent times that he's brought this up.
Well, he's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president in 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. And the way we finish it through Trump is a vehicle. I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence. He's an instrument. He's very imperfect. He's not churchy, not particularly religious, but he's an instrument of divine will. And you can tell this.
He's not churchy. He's not really religious.
Of how he's pulled this off. We need him for at least one more term, right? And he'll get that in 28.
You're not driving me crazy. I'm really I'm trying to understand the coherence of the things you've just told me in the last few minutes. On the one hand, you've said the Constitution is fit for purpose. Secondly, you've said that President Trump needs another term, even though the 22nd Amendment makes pretty clear that he cannot have another term.
Why does it make that clear?
Because he's on his second term already.
At some point in time, we will make sure we go through Zanny and define all those terms.
But even if you find a way to undermine you will be undermining the spirit of that amendment, even if you find some way around it. And to those
Can the American people, if the American people, with the mechanisms we have, put Trump back in office, are the American people tearing up the Constitution? Would that be tearing up?
Well,
would the American people be going against the spirit of the Constitution, ma'am?
I think yes, actually, because I think what you will end up with is a populist justification for a quasi dictatorship.
That's not true at all. Trump
That's what it sounds like.
Trump is a dictatorship. Did you just see the compromises he had to make on the big beautiful bill?
So then we've got this clip right here of Trump being asked about it.
Unless I run again.
Are you going to run again? The
No,
Constitution
probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
And you're not going to fire Jay Powell. We'll go all talk about all the stuff that.
Hey, Becky, I'd like to run. I have the best poll numbers I've ever had. You know why? Because people love the tariffs, and they love the trade deal, and they love that foreign countries aren't ripping us off anymore. For years they ripped us.
So he says, "I'd like to run." Probably not, but I'd like to run. I don't know what his play is here. I really don't. But I do think, and I can't find the clip, but when he did that 60 Minutes interview, he mentioned like something to do with the 2020 election being stolen and how that's going to play into it. But regardless, like, we're going to continue to get reactions like this.
I don't think Donald Trump wants another election. You think for a second
I have 24 Trump 2028 hats. His folks keep sending me.
Even Gavin Newsom's audience laughs about it.
You think for a second I have 24 Trump 2028 hats. His folks keep sending me.
And you think he's going to run again?
No, don't give me. Who spends $200 million on a ballroom at their home and then leaves the house? This is serious, guys. This is serious.
He's mad that they're laughing.
Newsom Trump.
This is serious, guys. This is serious.
So it'll be Newsom Trump in 28.
No, this guy doesn't believe in free, fair elections. He tried to wreck this country. Were you there January 6th? I think Fox was. At least they were in a lawsuit. They seem to have lost any memory of that. Shareholders didn't. I mean, he tried to light democracy on fire. He dialed for 11, almost 12,000 votes. Now he's doing it in plain sight. And people say, oh, just Trump being Trump. People actually think this guy's serious about having another election? You think he's joking about 2028? You think when he brings foreign leaders to the Oval Office and he goes to the White House store, have you seen this? Anyone? Is it just me? And he shows them the 2028 hats? He's not being serious? Wake up. You will lose your country. Again, it's not about Democrats. It's about all of us.
So you're absolutely convinced he's...
I'm absolutely convinced.
2028.
You've seen it. He's tried to steal the last election. He's trying to rig it in plain sight this time. He wants to get rid of vote by mail. He's talking about eliminating voting machines he doesn't like. He's setting up the contours where he can declare a declaration of emergency for anything. Just cause means whatever he just said on Truth Social. He's running the greatest grift operation in world history. I mean, it makes some of these dictators overseas blush, the crypto, not just the perfume. I mean, come on.
Let me ask you about a couple of your...
Wake up, everybody. Wake up.
Let me ask you about a couple...
Excuse me, and I know it's impolite. We have to be more calm. And
Dude, this guy is completely unhinged at this point. Trump has broken him.
Couple of your own...
But I'm not calm, and I'm not going to submit myself to niceties. Not when this guy is trying to wreck our goddamn country.
Oh my goodness, dude. Right here, here's Newsom.
About the fact that we're affirming our independent commission, and we're calling for a national independent commission as well. Well, I think it's pretty sick and pathetic. And it just said everything you need to know, the setting that we're under. That they chose the time, manner, and place to send their district director outside right when we're about to have this press conference. Said everything you know about Donald Trump's America. And that was top down. You know that for a fact. They'll deny it, I'm sure. Maybe they won't deny it. Said everything you know about the authoritarian tendencies of the President of the United States. I said in a moment ago, wake up, America. Wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply to him. The most corrupt president in history. Doesn't believe in free enterprise, crony capitalism. He is wrecking this country, wrecking the economy. It's a lawless president. Wake up, America. Wake up to what's going on.
He knows exactly what he's doing. We all remember this moment right here when he had Timu Obama in his office and he had the Trump 2028 hats strategically sitting there just to get them worked up. I don't know what his plan is, man, but I feel like this is Donald Trump, the greatest showman of all time. He's going to do something. And regardless if he runs or he doesn't run, the entertainment that we're going to get from this is going to be worth it. So I guess time will tell. I'm looking forward to it. Also, I got some bad news for all of you. Just when you thought we were done, a Pelosi returns. That's right. Nancy Pelosi's daughter, Christine Pelosi, announces she is running for a California Senate seat. Just what California needs, another Pelosi.
Hi, I'm Christine Pelosi, attorney, author, advocate,
chairperson of the California Democratic Party Women's Caucus,
wife, mom, and today a candidate for California State Senate. I'm running to represent you, San Francisco, in Sacramento, fighting for consumer rights, women's rights, gun violence survivors, immigrants, and our most vulnerable communities against the threat we face.
Christine Pelosi is shaking up the sexual harassment debate in Sacramento.
What do we do when our freedoms are under attack? We speak up, we fight back, and we organize power for the people. And that's what I want to do for you.
How you guys feeling about that one? How you guys feeling about that one? You happy about that? Yeah, it's a pretty big disaster. So yikes. Yikes indeed. So another Pelosi has returned. Now I saw Gary was in the chat earlier. We were talking about some of the different shows that was going on. Landman is set to return. Landman season 1 was fantastic, starring Billy Bob Thornton, and he was actually on Joe Rogan, and this is what he had to say on Joe Rogan right here. Here we go.
That has thrown you in jail, you know, but there's something about having heroes that are unattainable for you. That way they can stay in that magic spot. So I think we've lost magic and mystery and all these things.
Well, it certainly happens when you hear actors talk about politics. Mm-hmm. When actors become activists, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oy. Oy.
I donate to a lot of charities, mainly children's stuff, but nobody knows it. I don't go to the award show and talk about it when I'm getting my award. It's like Ricky Gervais said in that skit of his, you know, he said, look, you know, come up here, accept your little award and fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, I
so perfect. So perfect.
Think, first of all, unless you have really studied stuff and really know about a subject fully, who the hell would want to listen to an actor or a musician talk about politics? You know what I mean? It's like, are we supposed to follow this? I mean, if we are, what if they lead you down the wrong road? And, you know, and politically, I call myself a radical moderate. I'm like very strong in my opinions, but my opinions don't belong to any political party. And, you know, I just look at what makes sense. And I think we need a common sense party in this country. That's actually what I think we need.
Yeah.
It's just figure it out. It's pretty easy to figure out what this is all about, you know.
A non-ideologically captured party.
Yep. And I'll just say, if you have not seen Landman, I highly recommend it. It's really, really good. And Billy Bob, I mean, the great thing is I don't really know about his politics. I don't know what he believes, and that's exactly what it should be. Exactly. Smells like MAGA. Yeah, it's interesting how they always dance around that. But I do like him, and I really like Landman. So that was good stuff indeed. I don't know if Harley's here. Is Harley here? I don't know, but I wanted to play this. Hail to Harley Dave, and it is the 250 years of the Marines. So I wanted to play this for everybody. They just uploaded this a few hours ago. Here we go.
For 250 years, Marines have celebrated their birthday on November 10th. From cake cutting to toasts with fellow Marines, this day has always been a time to celebrate our history. But at every pivotal moment in our country's history, when our nation has needed the might of the Marine Corps, Marines have celebrated with a true fighting spirit. On November 10th, 1943, Marines celebrated their birthday on the small island of Guadalcanal, where vicious fighting took place on our way to securing victory in World War II. November 10th, 1965, Marines were landing on the beaches of Tom Key, kicking off Operation Blue Marlin in South Vietnam. November 10th, 2004, Marines were fighting door to door in the city of Fallujah, executing Operation Phantom Fury. To a Marine, locating, closing with, and destroying the enemy is the best birthday present one could ask for. Here's to 250 more years of fighting, shooting, flying, detonating, landing, scouting, jumping, driving, charging, and always winning. Happy birthday, Marines.
That's good stuff right there. Hail to the chat, everybody in the chat, throwing some love out there. But yeah, definitely wanted to show that. I think it's a really good video. And 250 years. 250 years. Absolutely crazy. Okay, so let me catch up some of these super chats really quick. Let's see where you guys are at. Vault 95. World seeing UK left defend state-funded propaganda. Little Jim's Halo says, remember the UK government wanted to arrest and extradite Americans. The leadership has major TDS and a problem with freedom. FAFO. Packing Proton says, I helped out with radio and WPLJ, WCBS. Pretty sure my guy Scott Shannon isn't a lefty. He had Rush Limbaugh on his first show. That's awesome. Packet Proton says, important Q, is your hotel haunted? I guess I'll find out. Eric K says, she ran and they are letting her go. What the F? She could have killed someone, throw her ass in jail, take the car, and give her poor husband and kids a break. Talking about that woman we covered earlier. I agree. Rolling the Wretched for 20 says, no matter what I do, Jeremy gets mad at me. So I figured out this is just a grift to get chats out of me. So the least you can do is promote my video. I am you're a Marine, you're a vet. I didn't know that. Grift for me, you grifter. I didn't even know that, Roland. How am I supposed to know this? All you do is call me gay. You don't say anything else. So there, that was why I did it though, because deep down I knew. That's why I promoted your channel and I got you more subs than Gary got you. Salute to you, sir. Thank you for your service. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Roland, the hell do you want from me? I'm just a retarded YouTuber. What can I do for you? You're a damn Marine. So, but no, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, so you will never, I will always be the person that got you the most subs. A person that you constantly call gay is the person that helped you out. I know. Roland says you told me to call you gay. I know. You were being way too nice. You're being way too complimentary. As you guys know, I truly do not like compliments. I don't like compliments. They make me uncomfortable. Because once I start getting compliments, you're starting an expectation. Like don't have expectations for me ever. Okay? Because if you start having expectations for me and this show and anything that I'm affiliated with, I'm going to disappoint you big time. Okay. So keep the insults coming. All right. Don't compliment me because it makes me feel weird. Compliments are not something that I thrive off of. So thank you, Roland. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for your service as well. Andrew Sierra says, the more you F around, the more you find out. John Wayne says, just a mom who is more interested in helping criminal illegals than the welfare of her own children. Yep. Typical Portland woman right there. Decrepit says $500, and I would have given you $500, and I would have gave you Portland just a mom leak. What? Let's see. Tom for $1. Thank you. Tom for another $1 says, hey, Jeremy, check out the trailer for the new Mel Gibson movie Hunting Season. It looks awesome. I saw that on Twitter. I have that bookmarked. I need to check that out. Hunter says, as someone with a lot of family in the service, past and present, thank you, one and all. The ones that are gone, still here in the future, we owe you more than we could ever repay. Thank you. We love you. Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. I agree. Bebop says, all Jeremy does is reads super chats. Gay. I remember when I was worth $100 for Bebop. Now I've fallen down. See, this is what happens with expectations. Bebop used to send me $100 for just no reason at all. For no reason at all. I have now lost 90% of my money that Bebop used to send me. That's how far I've fallen off. That's bad. That's really bad. I'm basically Disney Star Wars at this point, according to Bebop. That's how, man, I fell off big time. What up, Bebop? Good to see you here, brother. The Under Armour Gamer says, for me, I don't even For me, I don't even attempt to 2028, and I freaking love Trump. But like you, I always say it's a slippery slope. Slippery slope, could I speak? The problem with having any decency with the left is that they have no decency, and that's the problem. And so you have to fight fire with fire when it comes to these freaks. The bottom line is yeah, I mean, I think, no one wants to see that abused or anything like that, but are we going to sit here and act like that Trump has been treated fairly? Like, no one ever has been treated like Trump in our lifetime. It's never happened. It's absolutely insane what they've done to this man. It's absolutely insane what he's been able to overcome. And so I listen, I don't know what his play is. I really don't. I have no idea what his play is. I would not be surprised if he attempts to run in 2028. I will not be surprised if he, walks away. I mean, I remember when the 2020 election happened, and I was convinced that Trump was straight up just not going to leave the White House because they obviously stole it from him. And so I'm looking at this going, is Trump actually going to leave? Like, is he really going to leave? So he obviously did leave, but I questioned, I was like, I don't know if this dude's going to leave the White House. They stole his election. But he did. Cole Summer says, he's using 2028 to avoid being a lame duck president. I don't know if I agree with that, but okay. You're welcome to your opinion. Beastie Man says, democracy fatigue. Evil Black Cat says, I'm surprised his teeth are still so white after sniffing his own farts this hard. Tommy says, the joke that everyone is on but Gavin. Yes. Narco says, Newscomb and the Dems are the party of authoritarianism. I can barely say that word. The only thing Trump is wrecking are the mechanisms of Democrats use to steal elections. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, Gavin saying Trump running the country while he destroys California since sitting in government. Guess he thinks he is not the cock up and is the best. What? I love you, fantastic Mr. Knox. Sometimes you say stuff and I'm like, okay, but like that was such a run-on sentence that I was like, what are you saying right here? Like there was just a lot. There was a lot there. All right. Hail, fantastic Mr. Knox. Daniel Moore says, Newsom just did the wake up Joe Biden, wake up meme verbatim. Sorry, this dono took ages to send. My bank thought my card was stolen. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Daniel. I know words. I have the best words. And Jeanette with a gifted membership. Thank you. Wizard Man says, Army vet here, born on the Marine Corps B-Day. Hurrah. Chuck says, hey, Jeremy, I think your Dr. Pepper is flat again. It's probably alcohol. Love you, brother. Keep up the good work. No Dr. Pepper, only water, man. Only water. Andre CR says Jeremy is a nice person and a great streamer. Can we ban him? Can we ban him right now? Ban him for this. We do not allow hate speech in my chat. Okay, we don't do it. Not allowed. Real quick. Let's see. Dracan says, can we close out with IDOT's Mobilize? I don't have it downloaded, but I'll see if I can pull it up. So it is such a good song. It is so awesome. Flag Ninja says, fellow Marine vet here, 2003, 2007. Happy birthday, brothers and sisters. Hail to you, brother. I'm going to live to 150. That ain't happening. I'll be lucky to make it to 50. So I will be very lucky to make it to 50. Trump is live right now. Let me see if I can find it. Guess I can try RSBN. They're the ones that always has him live. Is he live right now? Right Side's not live, are they? No. If Right Side's not live, then I don't see how Trump's live because they usually cover him all the time. I don't see anything right now. Nope, nothing. There, right there. Nothing. Nope, I don't see anything. I mean, I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't live, but is that a police chase? Do we have a police chase going on right now? What? Hang on. Police chase. Oh snap! We got a police chase going on.
Really, we're gonna lose it, or does it skirt the clouds?
White House channel? Really? Let me see Trump live on the White House channel.
Yeah, this is the area. This is I didn't see this from the distance. This is the area. I'm trying to switch to the green. Now all of a sudden I want to listen.
All right.
Just in case they do something.
All right, I'm going to keep an eye on that. Trump is live, so we got a lot going on now. So now we're juggling all kind of shit. So here we go. We got Trump live.
Just everything. Erica Kirk, so thank you very much.
Erica Kirk's there.
And as Erica knows, another special woman, Laura Ingram. Where's Laura? She's here someplace. Thank you, Laura. And many other true American patriots, great people. 1 year ago, Sergio played a key role in helping us secure the most consequential presidential election victory in the history of our country. And from the day we won, he immediately began working to staff our new administration with the most talented team of any president. And we have had a great team. A couple of mistakes there, Sergio, but we won't mention them. We got rid of them pretty quick. We found a couple we weren't thrilled with. We got them out of here.
Appreciate it, man.
But as my director of office and presidential personnel from the early days of transition, Sergio's leadership was essential to
Audio's very low. Yes, as loud as I can get it.
Entrusted to us by the American people, and that's what we've done with the help. Here at the White House, we set new benchmarks for presidential staffing. Nobody's done it, I think, hopefully better, but certainly quicker. But I don't think anybody's done it better. We have great people, surrounded by the people that I really do love and like and respect. But we hired 4,000 appointees across every federal department in record time, including over 1,000 appointments on day one. So before we even got started, we had over 1,000 people working for us under Sergio's leadership. Federal agencies and departments.
I'll mute so you guys can listen. You can turn up your volume if you want.
And it's faster than any administration in modern day history. And prior to his work on behalf of my 2024 campaign, Sergio had tremendous success as an entrepreneur in the publishing world. He even published my book, which went to #1. I was very happy because if it didn't, he wouldn't be here. But now I'm trusting Sergio to help strengthen one of our country's most important international relationships, and that's the strategic partnership with the Republic of India. It's a big deal. India is home to one of the world's oldest civilization, the largest country in the world, actually. And it's got over 1.5 billion people. And we have a fantastic relationship with the Prime Minister, Modi. And Sergio has only enhanced that because he's become already friendly with the Prime Minister, knowing that Sergio is going to be the ambassador they would call constantly to say, let's get to know this man, and they like what they see. So I know you're going to have a great success over this. It's a very important relationship, but it's also the fastest growing middle class, and it's an important economic and strategic security partner in the Indo-Pacific region. It's an amazing country, actually. 1.5 billion people. China has 1.4 billion. Those are two big countries. As ambassador, Sergio will work to fortify our country's bond, promote investments in key U.S. industries and technologies, increase American energy exports, and expand our security cooperation. And, you know, we're making a deal with India, a much different deal than we had in the past. So right now they don't love me, but they'll love us again. We're getting a fair deal, just a fair trade deal. We had pretty unfair trade deals. They're very good negotiators, Sergio, so you have to take a look at that, if you would, please. But we're getting close, Scott. I think we're pretty close to doing a deal that's good for everybody, right? In the old days, do you think Biden would ask that question? I don't think so. He'd say, how are we doing with India? He didn't know about India. He didn't know a damn thing. But that's okay. We had him. Likewise, in Sergio's role as special envoy to South and Central Asia, he'll be a key emissary to a very important group of nations at the crossroads between East and West. And last week, I was honored to host the leaders of 5 Central Asian countries here in the White House. And Sergio will be helping with all of that. We had an amazing meeting the other night at the White House. And I'm confident that Sergio will do an outstanding job and make our country and all of his friends very proud. But I'm very proud of Sergio. I've known him for a long time, and he's a great guy. And most people love him. Some people don't like him so much. I'll be honest with you, Sergio. Some people, when they don't like Sergio, they don't like him. But when they like him more than anybody. But most of them really are on the like category. And I just want to say that I think he's going to be an outstanding representative for the United States of America. And it's a big deal. Being the ambassador to India is a big deal. So, Sergio, congratulations. I know you're going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Mr. Vice President, swear in.
Okay. Swear him in here.
Left hand up, right hand up.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. I appreciate the assistance. We have such a crowd here, you think we're swearing in a vice president. Okay. Please repeat after me. I, Sergio Gore, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Mr. President, this is an honor of a lifetime. I want to thank first you, what you have done for this country before you came back in, the trouble that this country was facing. I mean, frankly, we were screwed. What you have achieved in 10 months has been historic, has surpassed any other presidency. And I fully believe what you will achieve in the next 3 years will never be beaten. So it has been an honor to serve you. I've been at your side for many years. I will continue to be there. And it's just an incredible honor. And I look forward to enhancing the relationship between our two nations But again, thank you for entrusting me with this position, and I look forward to doing a great job for you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you, sir. First of all, congratulations, Sergio. You're going to be a great ambassador, a great representative to the country of India, which the president and I both love. As a lot of you know, Sergio was a critical piece of what made the first 10 months such a great success. Obviously, the president's leadership is the most important thing, but you can't do a whole lot unless you've got good people around you. And Sergio did as much as anybody to ensure that the White House was staffed with the very best people, people who were loyal to the president, loyal to the country, and loyal to the agenda that we're trying to implement. So thank you all for being here. I think it's a great testament to you, Sergio, that you got multiple cabinet secretaries, Erica Kirk, the President of the United States. This crowd would not turn out for just anybody, but it turned out for Sergio Gore. You're going to do a hell of a job, man. Congratulations.
Just to echo what Sergio said, Mr. President, you've done a lot for this country, more than any other president has in such a short period of time. And part of that is putting together a phenomenal team. And I know Sergio was instrumental in helping you achieve that. And so we think he'll do a great job. This is a very impressive collection of people. There are almost 1.5 billion people in the Oval Office right now. but Sergio's going to do a phenomenal job. Those of us who've known him, so many of his friends that are here and family as well, that know how hard he works 24 hours, 7 days a week. And that's what it takes to work in this administration, because of how much you're pushing our country forward around the world and here at home. And we know Sergio will do a great job. So congratulations, Sergio. You're going to do a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Janine, please.
Well, I'm very proud to be here with Sergio. My friend has been my friend for many years. He is someone who is loyal, he is trustworthy, and he works as hard as anyone I know. And Mr. President, there is in this room a group of people who love you, who believe in you, and who are so proud to be in this Oval Office and to be part of this amazing day, because you have changed the course of America. You, and thank you, Sergio, for what you've done. God bless you both.
Thank you. Well, he was also very good friends with a guy named Charlie. We just know him as Charlie, and his wife, who he loves so much, is here with us. And maybe, you know how close they were together. Maybe, Erica, you could say a couple of words, please.
Charlie loved you. It's hard not to get emotional because I know that he would have been the first phone call when he found out that you were going to be taking this position. And the way that I was able to witness the two of you work together for years and to champion and support the president was absolutely humbling to witness. And I am so proud of you. And Charlie is going to be with you every single day in spirit. And I will be praying for you every day, because I know that this is just the beginning of an incredible opportunity for you. And sir, thank you for allowing Sergio to have this beautiful moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you, John. And that man's watching over us right now, right? Okay. Any questions?
You mentioned senators that are here, Mr. President. Do you personally approve of the deal that's happening right now on Capitol Hill to end the government
Well, it
shutdown?
depends what deal we're talking about, but if it's a deal I heard about, that's certainly, you know, they want to change the deal a little bit, but I would say so. I think based on everything I'm hearing, they haven't changed anything, and we have support from enough Democrats, and we're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was slow, but we'll be opening up our country very quickly.
Mr. President, that deal does reverse the mass firings your administration put through during the shutdown. Did you sign off on that, and will you abide by that if this passes?
Well, I will be. I'll abide by the deal. The deal is very good. We're not going to be giving $1.5 trillion to people that came in from jails and from, you know, the gangs and drug dealers and all of these others that they wanted to be given health care, which would have hurt our health care system. I hope that we're going to be able to have a health care where Lindsay and I were discussing it, Jim and I were discussing it, and Katie, we discussed it. We want a health care system where we pay the money to the people instead of the insurance companies. And I tell you, we're going to be working on that very hard over the next short period of time, where the people get the money. We're talking about trillions and trillions of dollars where the people get the money. Yes, please.
The Syria president, sir, could you update us on your meeting? Did you come to any agreements?
Say it.
With the leader of Syria you had earlier, did you come to any agreements today?
Well, I had an agreement with him. He's a very strong leader. He comes from a very tough place, and he's a tough guy. I liked him. I get along with him. The new president of Syria. And we'll do everything we can to make Syria successful because that's part of the Middle East. We have peace now in the Middle East, first time that anyone can remember that ever happening. And, as you know, Syria is a very big part of the Middle East, very important part. If you look back at Syria for years, they had the doctors, the lawyers, they had so many of the great intellects. It's an amazing place with great people, and we want to see Syria be successful along with the rest of the Middle East. So I have confidence that he'll be able to do the job. Absolutely.
How close are you to a deal on a trade deal with India? Are you willing to consider lowering the current tariff rate?
Well, right now the tariffs are very high on India because of the Russian oil, and they've stopped doing the Russian oil. It's been reduced very substantially. Yeah, we're going to be bringing the tariffs down.
What kind of level are we talking about here?
I mean, at some point we're going to be bringing them down. Without tariffs, this country would be in such trouble, as they were for many years. That's why we owe $38 trillion. And one of the things we're going to do, we're going to issue a dividend to our middle income people and lower income people of about $2,000. And we're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt. We're going to be lowering our debt, which is a national security thing. So we're doing a lot of good work. And the numbers were reported so incorrectly. The real numbers are trillions of dollars have been taken in or gotten in terms of investment from the tariffs. And so if that were ever reversed, it would be a disaster. Frankly, it would be a national security problem for our country. And nobody thinks it's going to be reversed. I think we had a very good court case. As you know, it's before the Supreme Court right now. But if that were ever reversed, people are saying, oh, it's $1 billion. Some people said, oh, it's $2 billion. Well, that obviously we can handle very easily. But this is trillions of dollars we're talking about in terms of the tariff income and all the investment income that's come into our country. We have more than, I would say right now, more than $18 trillion. The biggest number ever is a tiny fraction of that for any country. China, the United States, the biggest number ever. If you look at the past administration, Biden, he did less than $1 trillion in 4 years. We're over 18 trillion. By the time my first year ends, we're going to have over $20 trillion of investment coming into the United States. It's unheard of. We have AI factories. We're leading China by a lot. We have cars and car plants coming in by more than we've ever had built before. All of that would go away if we lose the tariff case. So all of it would go away. So they're not giving the right numbers. It would be an economic disaster. It would be a national security disaster if we lost the case in the Supreme Court.
Daniel? Can we expect tariff rebate? This is an idea that you've been talking about for months. This is going to directly, positively impact millions of Americans. Why was this important for you to do, and when can Americans expect that?
So I've been talking about it for a long time, the dividend to people that, have suffered under the Biden administration. So Biden had the highest inflation in history, and we now are at a very low point. We're going to be hitting 1.5% pretty soon. So we're at a low point, and he was a high point. We did that. Food prices are way down. It's all coming down. And the biggest decrease, of course, is energy. And, as goes energy, goes everything else. Because when energy comes down, the oil, the electric, I think you're going to see $2 gasoline or something very close to that. In fact, we're already in the twos, but I think you're going to be seeing very soon $2 gasoline. That's like the equivalent of a massive tax cut. But in addition to that, the great big beautiful bill gives you a very, very big tax cut. And then you have no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and no tax on overtime for the middle income and for even, frankly, anybody. But you have no tax, and the no tax on tips has turned out to be a tremendous thing. But when you think no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our seniors, it's the great big beautiful bill, which has been mischaracterized. But now people they don't want to talk about it because it's so good, the enemy, because it's so good for everybody. It's the greatest piece of legislation ever passed in the history of our country in terms of size. And hence they call it the big beautiful bill, or the one big beautiful. I call it the great big beautiful bill. It's an amazing bill for the middle class. It's an amazing bill for jobs. We've never passed anything like it. And in my first administration, so we had the greatest economy. Everything was good, but we're really outdoing it this time because we have investments coming in largely because of tariffs. And I think because of November 5th, the election result. But we have investments coming in like we've never had before.
The deal in the shutdown, Mr. President, includes a vote.
Please, behind you, Caitlin, behind you. Thank you, Caitlin.
On Syria, can we expect an announcement on a pact between Syria and Israel, or an announcement on them joining the anti-ISIS
Yeah, you can
coalition?
expect some announcements on Syria. We want to see Syria become a country that's very successful, and I think this leader can do it. I really do. I think this leader can do it. And people said he's had a rough past. We've all had rough pasts, but he has had a rough past. And I think, frankly, if you didn't have a rough past, you wouldn't have a chance. He gets along very well with Turkey, with President Erdogan, who's a great leader. Erdogan's a great leader and very much in favor of what's happening in Syria. We have to make Syria work. Syria is a big part of the Middle East. And I will tell you, I think it is working and really well. We're working also with Israel on, getting along with Syria, getting along with everybody. And that's working amazingly. As you know, Hamas has given us back numerous bodies. It sounds pretty gruesome, but it's something the parents want more than if their son had been living. Hard to believe. I've seen all of the parents, so many of the parents, and getting back the body of their son, their dead son, is as vital to them, as important to them as if the boy was generally the boy was alive. And as you know, over the last 4 or 5 days, we've gotten a lot of the additional bodies that they said they were going to. They've worked very hard to do that. So we have peace in the Middle East. It's a great thing, and nobody's ever seen anything quite like it.
After your meeting with the Syrian president today, Mr. President.
Last week about your talks with Switzerland. We're reporting that you're near a deal that would lower their rate to
With
50%.
Switzerland?
Yeah.
We're working on a deal to get their tariffs a little bit lower because
15% is what we're hearing.
no, I haven't said any number, but we're going to be working on something to help Switzerland along. We hit Switzerland very hard. We want Switzerland to remain successful, and we're a part of Switzerland in the sense that they've been a very good ally. Yeah, we're working on them and some others, and we're working on others to increase them a little bit too.
How close is it to Switzerland?
Switzerland, what, do you have something to do with Switzerland?
No, I'm just
He wants to buy a watch.
He wants to buy a watch.
He wants to buy a nice
He's a
watch.
cheese.
He wants to buy a nice Rolex. We'll give Rolex some publicity. This Rolex they've been very nice, No, look, it's a beautiful country. It's a small country, but economically very big. So we're working on something.
After
Caitlin?
your meeting with the Syrian president earlier today, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a big ally of yours, said that she would rather see you focused on nonstop domestic policy meetings here at the White House instead of nonstop foreign policy meetings. What's your response to her saying that, and also saying that grocery prices are up and not down, as you've said?
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily if you had a bad president. We had a horrible president, and we ended up with Russia, Ukraine, and we ended up with other disasters too. Don't forget, I put out 8 wars, 9 to come.
I'm very curious if her man is there in the media.
The damage that Russia, Ukraine has done to us as a country. I mean, we spent $350 billion. We're not spending any money anymore. Now they pay us through NATO. I got NATO to go from 2% to 5%. Well, that's very important. When you're president, you really sort of have to watch over the world because you're going to be dragged into it. Otherwise, you're going to be dragged into a world war. I think if I weren't
I hope he's there. I hope he's there.
That war would have never happened if I was president. And if I weren't president, that war could have led to World War III. It won't. It's not going to anymore. But when I first got in, I said, wow, this situation could lead to World War III. And I got NATO together. I got everybody together. But with all of that, I passed a great, big, beautiful bill, which is the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. So when somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now catering to the other side, I don't know what, I guess she's, got some kind of an act going, but I'm surprised at her. But when somebody like Marjorie goes over and starts making statements like that, it shows she doesn't know. I don't devote a lot of my time. Let me give you another example. China. China was going to hit us with rare earth. Now, everybody says, what does that mean? Magnets. If China refused to give magnets because they have a monopoly on magnets because they were allowed to happen over a 32-year period, there wouldn't be a car made in the entire world. There wouldn't be a radio. There wouldn't be a television. There wouldn't be internet. There wouldn't be anything because magnets are such a part. Now, nobody knows what magnets are and not overly sophisticated, but to build a magnet system would take 2 years. So if I weren't able to say to China, look, if you're going to do that to us, we're going to charge you 158% tariff. It was 100% on top of 58%. And China called up immediately and said, we will make peace. And we made peace. We made a great deal. We made an unbelievable deal. China's paying tariffs to the United States, not the United States paying tariffs to China, which has always been the way it was. Nobody can believe these deals. But so when somebody makes a statement about he's devoting time to the world, well, the world is the United States because if the world's in trouble or if the world is ripping us off, the world was ripping us off before I came here. Europe was getting massive tariffs. They were sending us 9-10 million cars a year. We were sending them none. They were not taking our agriculture. We were taking massive amounts of their. It was so unfair. Now we have a deal where $950 billion is coming into the United States because of me and because of tariffs. So if I don't do all these things, our country is doing very poorly. So, it's easy to say, oh, don't worry about the world. But the world is turning out to be our biggest customer. The world was on fire. And we could have been in that fire very easily if you didn't have a president that knew what he was doing.
Can you guarantee to Americans that travel is going to go back to normal once the government all the air
It'll go
travel
better
delays?
than normal. You know why?
When the government reopens.
Yeah, sure. It'll be much better than normal because we're buying the most sophisticated avionics and technology for our control towers. And we didn't have that. We had a guy named Buttigieg. Edge, they say is the best way. Just say two edges, like off the edge of a cliff, which is where they were taking us, by the way. Buttigieg was the Secretary of Transportation, and he spent billions of dollars trying to patch together our air traffic control system, which was a conglomeration of all different systems in all different cities. They had hundreds of companies working on it. And they were spending billions of dollars. And when they turned it on, it didn't work. It didn't even work a little bit. That's why you had a helicopter crashing into an airplane, that if we had a great system, bells and whistles would have started going off. So we are now in the process. We're in final bids of getting the finest system anywhere in the world. I've analyzed it. Sean Duffy has been working really hard on it, doing a fantastic job, by the way. And over the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be handing out the finest air traffic control system anywhere in the world. All the towers will be equipped. They were going copper wire into glass wire into other types of wire. And if you do anything, copper wire doesn't work with glass. Glass doesn't work with other substances. And they spent billions of dollars, and when they turned it on, nothing happened. Okay? We're getting the most sophisticated, all brand new. Every control tower will have the same exact system. It'll be the most sophisticated system by far in the world. And what we've done is we've looked around other countries and we've taken the absolute best systems in every different form, because there are different, you have lots of different companies like IBM and Raytheon and a lot of great companies. They're all bidding, and we're going to pick the best one, and it'll get built relatively quickly. And we are going to have the greatest air traffic control system anywhere in the world. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you. Let's go.
I'll give you guys a minute to lower your volumes because I was muted the whole time. Boys, we have a new meme. Boot edge. Oh my goodness, dude. Boot edge. Only Trump, man. Only Trump. What an amazing meme that is. Kentucky Tim for 50 says, sorry I'm late. The real job gets in the way of my internet proclivities habits. What's the latest about the Senate and the House votes today, tomorrow for reopening? Mixed messages from mainstream media. P.S. You fig hippie. Hail the grift in the 199. Last I heard, I think it's like Wednesday is when the House is supposed to vote, but I don't know if that's changed. But the last I heard, it was supposed to be like Wednesday, which again is ridiculous. But that's the last I heard. It's anyone else heard anything differently on that front? Let me know. Let me know. Thank you, Kentucky Tim. Hail to you, brother. But yeah, that's the last I heard was Wednesday. As early as tomorrow. Okay, so as early as tomorrow, but Wednesday is kind of the date that we've heard kind of floated out there. So Van says happy birthday, Crayon Eaters. Matt Perkins says left the quartering alive for you. Well, we love the quartering, so I'm okay with whoever you know support. Bebop says you hurt my libertarian fifis and I can't reconcile. Let's see. Patriotic Eagle said it yesterday, but I will say it again. Trump truly inherited a disaster of an economy. Biden and the Dems did so much damage and on so many levels. Trump is doing the best he can. Agreed. Harley Dave says, sorry, Jeremy, but I spent my super chat budget on booze for the Marines' birthday. I played the clip earlier. I don't know if you were here, but I was mentioning you earlier before I saw you in the chat, Harley. So hail to you, brother. So let's see. I don't know. Is the car chase still going? Let's see.
All right. All right, everybody. That's it. I guess that's the end of it.
Okay.
Really, no. I'm being honest. I don't mean it in a crappy way. I'm not really sure. Some with the tower and our fuel.
What? What is happening? Hang on. Let me see if I can find another feed. He's just like, that's very unprofessional. All right, that feed is out. Everybody's feed is out, it looks like. Yeah. That's the feed that
All right.
I just want to hear him complaining.
I'm lost. Are we going south or are we going north?
What is happening?
Which way are we headed right now? All right, so we're leaving. All right.
Why is the feed still going?
I understand. Okay. Yeah, the tower, apparently somebody else was listening and the tower was trying to get a hold of you. Yeah, everybody's because they basically busted into international airport, like into LAX. So everybody's getting run out right now. And I think that is our San Diego ship. So that's the San Diego ship, and I think they're going around. We don't have fuel for that.
This is amazing. Hang on, I'm looking to see police.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. I was watching everybody turn around and go north, and that ship that I just showed you is the San Diego ship, and they're going around, but we don't have the fuel to go around. So we are going to Montgomery for fuel. That's the plan right now. And Melissa, I'll call you. It's basically it's a bunch of airspace.
He sounds so dejected, man. So for those that are tuning in, we had a police chase going on, and this is me going back to it. So,
or we're going to land at the airport that just kicked us out. I'm not sure.
And it looks like the feed is gone now. Feed is gone. And then
drove nearly 200 miles, just about 200 miles as you mentioned, from the 118 to the 405 to the 5, now 805. And when we hear from our friends over in San Diego how this may come to an end, we'll let you know.
And we don't know how it will wrap up. Perhaps when that driver runs out of gas, because she showed no signs of slowing down or stopping, just continuing on a free-flowing freeway for hours this afternoon. So we will keep on top of it. But for now, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this particular news channel probably gets extremely good ratings. I'm just gonna guess that they get really good ratings. So honestly, like right here, I'm really interested in the news.
A woman driving from Thousand Oaks to San Diego, and this is where we're going to have to leave this one because Sky 5 has to go refuel. We understand they've been flying over as this woman drove nearly 200 miles, just about 200 miles, as you mentioned, from the 118 to the 405 to the 5, now 805. And when we hear from our friends over in San Diego how this may come to an end, we'll let you know.
And we don't know how it will wrap up. Perhaps when that driver runs out of gas, because she showed no signs of slowing down or stopping, just continuing on a free.
Well, there you go. So they gave great updates. I mean, those are some of the best updates I've ever heard. So I really appreciate them giving us those updates. So thank you so much, ladies. Very good work. We appreciate the hard work you're putting in. We really do. So I've got that. So I'll see if that feed comes back. If they actually get another feed up and running, we'll see. So they've got the Be Right Back screen on right now. Fantastic Knox says, okay, my super chat was awful. I'm a bit tipsy. Okay, hail. It's all good, brother. Sec199 says, nice to see the actual Oval Office used and not some second-rate goofy made for TV set. Vault 95 says, do you have a capture card advice for Switch streams? Do I have advice? I mean, I don't. Oh, wait, is this it? Hang on. Sorry, hang on.
Jose, Glenn, and Lou have the day off today. Attorneys for the driver say they plan to appeal this decision.
KTLA's Kimberly Chang live in Van Nuys with more on this breaking news. Kimberly, major developments here.
Hi, yes, the lead defense attorney did speak with reporters after the hearing was dismissed.
Okay, I saw this and I thought that person wrecked. So I guess it's something else. So that's what I was like, oh crap, did they wreck?
Charges against a driver accused of killing 4 Pepperdine students in a violent Malibu crash. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 1. I'm Laura.
Okay, so no update on the police chase. So we're probably, I don't know, we may not hear anything about it. In terms of the capture card advice, I mean, ultimately, you just need to get an Elgato capture card. I don't really, there's no really advice to give outside of just getting an Elgato. I don't know if there's even any other brands out there that I'm familiar with, but I would just get an Elgato. Midget Menace says, my cousin's husband was a Marine during Desert Storm in the 90s. He is why I became obsessed with the military. Can't enlist because I'm in a wheelchair, but he's one of the most important people in my life. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome, man. So that is awesome to hear. Tay says, chat's lurker tax. MAGA Mike says it snowed here in Ohio. Winter has come. It's actually a little chilly in Florida by our standard. It's a little chilly. 8 o'clock says so many great updates on this news channel. I agree, man. Those were some phenomenal news updates. I've actually went longer than I was planning on doing because this is my first of 2 streams today. I was only going to go live for an hour, but yet here we are. But we will get another stream tonight. So we will have our second stream tonight. I promised you 2 streams. You're going to get 2 streams. Bebop says Asians over brunettes over blonde in that video. I disagree. I think this is an important discussion to have right now. So I'm gonna go. Okay, so let's get okay, we're at 720. We're gonna full screen this. Okay. Listen, Asian chicks are awesome, okay? But in this particular situation, she's running third, bro. Okay. I'm going to have to go brunette, blonde, Asian. I'm going to have to go brunette, blonde, Asian. And the Asian's a distant third in this situation. But yeah. That's what I'm going to have to. I'm going to right there. Yeah. Definitely the brunette, then the blonde. See, Harley, if Harley wouldn't have blown his super chat budget, he could be super chatting me right now. He says, agreed. This is why I give Jeremy money. See there? If only the super chat budget wouldn't have been blown through. But that's okay. You earned it, sir. You earned it. But anyway, that's it, guys, gals. We're gonna end it there. So I appreciate it. We are gonna end with the let me see, I think I got it. We're going to end with the IDOT song made by Dracon. And it's James. Hail to you, brother. So we're going to end with this. Another stream happening tonight. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment afterwards. Helps it in the algorithm. And yeah, but thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Narco says, I'll take all three. I think that's a good answer, too. That's not a bad answer. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, Blonde is rocking some Tommy knockers. There you go. All right, guys, we're gonna end it with this IDOT song. You guys have a good evening, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.
In the shadow of the woke mob virus, our battalion stands unbroken. IDOT's awaken. IDOT's awaken.
Tears rises D-Day Cobra, crown of gold, chat screams, our fearless leader is a fig. American flags in the wind as his heart is pure steel. Founded the empire, yet can't find a cat that's real. Born of thunders and beard like a dragon's mane. Shot house, poo keys are your shame. He's on the low way, fear the battle for the 199 never die. Dots eyes glow red in the night. We draw the line. IDOT's robot lies, cheats and gamers. We are the 199 battalion of the broken life. We through the pain. IDOT's robot lies. Roast the ones we love and arise again. We are the 199. It's our fires to the mob disease. In the chat we bleed, but we never abandon these. Riot storms the stage as like a storm-torn sea. I hate everything. Chat calls and base because it's finally free. Leftist benchies scream. Racist from their ivory towers. He just wants his wife away in a shower of flowers. From 3PO sails in, rum on the wind. Heart has Q tripping through his original sin. Roller coasters roll, mascots at the dirt. Chat spam skull emojis, parade lights from Philbert. IDOT's robot lies, cheats and gamers. We are the 199 battalion of a breaking life. Through the pain, IDOT's robot lies. It's the ones we love and the prize again. We are the 199. It's our friends to the mob disease. In the chat we bleed, but we never believe. IDOT's eyes glow red in the night. Won't placate the gates, draw the line. IDOT mobile line.